Welcomes the 13th edition of Miami's most prestigious running event, the Miami Marathon and Half Marathon. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave Ragsdale, along with my broadcast partner, GP Perlberg. GP, back in Miami. Lucky year 13.
13 years, 13 races. Incredible, David, and how much the race has grown since 2003.
4,000 and change runners back that very first year with similar temperatures that we'll talk about. This year, 25,000 people will join the almost 215,000 who have become Miami famous at the finish line. Going to be a great morning.
Conditions-wise, right now in the 50s, which is absolutely ideal. Marathon weather, the humidity not really a factor at that temperature, and of course the wind right now, light, 9-10 miles an hour. It should create fast running conditions, not just for the elite runners, but for all the runners included.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about the elite runners, they'll be off the front. But in the back, as always, our longtime broadcast partner, Lee Zolman. Lee's back in the crowd. What's going on back there, Lee?
Thanks, Dave and GP. Here at the start line with Jose Sotolongo, head of the Miami-Dade Sports Commission. Jose, this is a very big event for the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County. Tell us what it means overall for you.
Well, no doubt about it. It's about a $50 to $55 million economic impact for our community. It's fantastic. You see, this is what Miami's all about. I mean, we consider this cold for us. It's 55 degrees. This is perfect running weather. We're so glad everybody's here. It's going to be a hell of a day.
Lee, it is going to be a great day. And, you know, part of what makes this event so fabulous is the huge charity involvement. Lots of folks out there running for a cause bigger than themselves. Our own Harry Chickma is with one of the groups right now.
Here with Moshe Turk, the race director of Team Lifeline. You've done so much for the Miami Marathon, also raising $13.5 million. Talk about this great event.
Harry, it's a great relationship we have with the Miami Marathon. We were here in 2006, the third or fourth running of the Miami Marathon. We've been with these guys every year since.
Tell me about the children you help.
Children from literally all over the world. It's an organization called High Lifeline, and our organization, Team Lifeline, raises funds for all these children, specifically focused on a summer camp called Camp Simcha, and we send more than 450 children every summer from around the world to enjoy a real summer camp experience while under the care of medical physicians and being able to take care of not only just these kids, you know, children's needs, but also their medical needs.
Moshe Turk, congratulations on everything.
Thanks so much,
Team Lifeline doing great things here at the Miami Marathon. GP and Dave, back to you.
Thanks, Harry, and good luck, Team Lifeline, and all of our charity members. You know, the Miami Marathon is an event that draws athletes from all over the world. Every single one of the 50 states is represented. 80 countries are here in Miami for this weekend's event.
Desde Venezuela están corriendo el Miami Marathon esta mañana. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Cuéntenme, ¿cómo se llaman? ¿Cuánto tiempo llevan haciendo el maratón? ¿Es la primera vez? Cuéntenme.
Bueno, yo estoy congelada hoy, Vanessa Quintero, y es la primera vez que vamos a hacer Half Marathon.
Buenísimo.
Luis Gómez, y también la primera vez.
Primera vez, está un poquito frío, pero yo creo que lo van a hacer bien, lo van a hacer bien. ¿Cuál es la meta? ¿Tienen un tiempo en particular que lo quieren hacer?
2 horas, pero está difícil, está difícil.
2 horas, sí.
No, pero mucha suerte y Venezuela dice presente en el Miami Marathon. Gracias.
As our wheelchair athletes head out on the way, the 2015 Miami Marathon's underway. Loads of wheelchair athletes, the Achilles team, inspirational stories all. Let's talk a little bit about our elite field. On the men's side, GP, what do we have today?
We have 3 returning champions. It's going to be for an interesting race. We have Michael Wardian, the American, resides up in the DC area. We got Benazouz Slimani, who's an Moroccan, lives out in Italy. He's returning. He's won here once, he's been second twice, so he definitely knows the course. And of course, our most recent champion of the three of them would be Luis Rivero from Guatemala, 2013 champion on the men's side. On the women's side, a 2:33 marathoner from Ethiopia, that's Elamanesh Hapti Mikhail. I think she's going to be hard to beat today, but she's going to be challenged by Maria Peralta, and who's from Argentina. Last year, second place in the half marathon. So we got some really talented runners out here this year, David.
We got 26.2 miles to set up that race. On the half GP, a bigger field, a faster field. We'll have a lot of time to catch them early on in the event. They'll be off the front, and we'll see how it shakes out. Great conditions here. If you want to handicap it, you want to pick a men's winner?
In the half marathon?
Marathon.
In the marathon, I think that Benazou Slimani, the Moroccan from Jose, is from Italy. Tough story. He hoped to be here last year. He lost his brother, sadly, very young, and I just think he's on a mission.
You know, GP, Slimani's certainly on a mission, a very successful participant here in Miami, but he's just one of 25,000 athletes today who are on a mission of their own.
What goes on through your head standing at the start line?
What doesn't? Look at this place. This is the best race ever. It should be the 6th World Marathon Major. Absolutely. And it will be one day, I think.
A ver, muchachos, ¿les parece un poquito frío? ¿Cómo les parece el clima? ¿Está perfecto para ustedes?
Pensamos que iba a haber calor, pero sí hay mucho frío.
En Miami pensamos calor. Frustrados.
Bueno, de Guatemala, entonces, bienvenidos al Miami Marathon. Disfrútenlo muchísimo. Para eso estamos aquí. Bienvenidos a la Ciudad del Sol y del frito.
Gracias, saludos a todos de Guatemala.
Guatemala, arriba.
Conditions. Our elite field is underway.
Most definitely, David, and of course, because the half marathon and marathon elite start together, as you would expect, the half marathon guys are going to be out in front running a faster pace since they're going half the distance.
As our elites get underway today at the Miami Marathon, let's remember that with 25,000 athletes and wave starts, it could be upwards of 30 minutes before every single athlete's race officially starts. Meanwhile, Harry Chickman is down at our start line. Harry, who do you have there?
Here with Kimo Seymour, the Senior Vice President of Lifetime Fitness, Miami Marathon underway, people having a ball. How does it make you feel to see such a great event happening?
It's so exciting to be out here this morning, to see all the excitement of the crowd, all the athletes from, I think, 80 countries come in from around the world to be here. Just the energy and excitement is just crazy this morning.
And I mentioned the Miami Marathon is on the rise, but what makes this event so special and unique?
You know, it's the culture. It's Miami. I mean, it really is the heart and soul of Miami. And you know, our race directors, Frankie Ruiz and Javier Sanchez, and our whole team down here, you know, they work year-round on this event to make it what it is. And they really are the heart and soul with it, along with the community, what makes this event so special.
Thank you very much, Kimo Seymour, doing so much here with the Miami Marathon, the Senior Vice President of Lifetime Fitness. GP and Dave, back to you.
We've got a nice little group off the front here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the guys here leading in our Miami half marathon.
Just came through the 2-mile marker under 10 minutes, obviously averaging under 5 minutes a mile, so very nice pace. Not surprising on this great conditions for running, on the day that we have great conditions for running. We got Mariano Mastromarino from Argentina. He has a 104 pedigree for the half marathon, and the young American, Johnny Wilson, 26 years old, has previously run a 105. Both of those guys, along with the other 3 or 4 in the pack, looking very comfortable at this stage as we head into the 3rd mile. 6
of them right now, still early on. I'm looking forward to seeing how this race shakes out. We've had some great races over the years. The 2015 Miami Marathon is brought to you by Baptist Health South Florida, American Airlines, welcome back to the 2015 Miami Marathon, brought to you by Michelob ULTRA, the city of Miami Beach, celebrating 100 years. As we make our way over the final hill, if you will, here at the Miami Marathon, we're going to make our way into Miami Beach. Mastro Marino out of Argentina is trying to build a bit of a gap. Things are breaking up a little bit. What's going on, GP?
Yeah, indeed. What was going on, Mario Mastromarino, right around 2.5 miles, just started to to step on the gas a little bit, opened up about a 10-meter lead at the time, and that caused the pack behind to split up as a couple of the runners there going after him, specifically Johnny Wilson from Arizona, and they're just trying to keep pace, make sure he doesn't get too far away.
We remember that tight pack we saw through like 1.5 miles, 2 miles, stretched out a little bit. Now you can see there's some work being done. Kind of reminds me of a bike race where a guy tries to go off the front, and then a few go out to try to sort of break that gap, you know, to sort of get back together again.
With our leaders past the 2-mile mark, ever closer to Miami Beach, the stream of runners coming across the start line continues unabated. Harry Chikma's back there in the action.
Here with Javier Sanchez, the race director of the Miami Marathon. The race is underway. What excitement, Javier.
Yeah, everything's incredible. Absolutely beautiful morning. The energy's up, the excitement's up. Over 80 countries participating. We've become an international destination in Miami for all of Latin America and even all of the world. Over 21% of participants are coming from outside of the U.S. So as you'll see out here, you're going to hear a lot of different languages spoken. And you're going to see a lot of great people crossing the finish line.
Well, Javier Sanchez, thanks for everything you're doing. I know you're the man of the hour here, a very busy guy, but the race director of the Miami Marathon doing great things here. GP and Dave, back to you.
As our leader, Mastro Marino from Argentina, makes his way onto iconic Ocean Drive. How does he look?
I'm seeing a nice, peaceful, easy feeling, as the Eagles once said, David. Running here on Ocean Drive in South Beach. Looks like he's out for a Sunday stroll at sub 5-minute mile pace.
I was just going to say 5-minute miles. For those of you at home who aren't familiar how fast that is, go out to your local track, run a lap in what, 1 minute 15?
Exactly 1:15.
And do that for either 13 or 26 miles. There's your Sunday stroll. Mastro Marino looking strong on Ocean Drive. For the Miami Marathon and Half Marathon weekend, obviously the headline event is, of course, Sunday's Marathon and Half Marathon. But all the activity started Saturday morning with the Tropical 5K. This year, over 2,000 runners participated as they sort of blazed a bit of the trail of the Miami Marathon. And we want to congratulate Miami Beach's own Brian Huberty, taking the lead, coming back after a bit of an injury, running 16:28 on the women's side, visiting here from Washington, D.C. She ran 18:48. Ashley Colme, to give a sense of the international flavor of this whole weekend, Chris Calajillo from Colombia and Leo Sanchez from Costa Rica. And on the women's side, we had our third-place woman came in all the way from the Barbados. So a little wrap-up on all of the fun that took place at the Tropical 5K. GP, you've run that race in the past before. It's a fun little event, isn't it?
It's a really fun event, particularly, of course, for people like myself to come out of the Northeast and the cold weather and from Canada. What better place to be than Nikki Beach in January?
As we make our way back out onto the Miami Half Marathon, Mastro Marino looks to be largely in charge. GP, is this race over 6.5 miles in?
Well, it's certainly his race to lose, put it that way, David. Yes, continuing to maintain an average pace per mile of sub 5 minutes. It's certainly his race to lose. He's got at least 100-meter lead on second place currently.
And our runners just made their way by the scene of our Miami Herald and El Nuevo Herald Health and Fitness Expo. Runners from all 50 states and our more than 80 countries are here at the race. And over the weekend, they have a chance to make their way into the Health and Fitness Expo, listening to interesting seminars, learning more about the latest products, an opportunity to buy the latest and greatest. GP, you were one of our presenters, as you always been. Nice crowd at the Health and Fitness Expo.
Great crowd yesterday, and on Friday had a really great time meeting a lot of the runners, and just a wonderful time for everybody that was present there at the Miami Convention Center yesterday and on Friday.
The international flavor of the Miami Marathon is obvious to every participant as they make their way through Friday and Saturday's expo. It's not just on race day, it's all weekend long.
We try to do bring Mexicans to run Miami and people from here to run Mexico City. So we have been working for this year together to grow up with this work. Everyone knows that Miami is a great city. They have a great party, so you can run at the morning, and the night you can go party.
Me contó el año pasado que se inscribieron casi 400 personas para correr este año en la Maratón de Miami. Seguramente es por eso que ya Javier nos confirmó que va a volver a la Media Maratón de Bogotá en el próximo año, pues para seguir trayendo muchos más colombianos, y la idea es que personas también de Estados Unidos y de Miami viajen a Colombia a correr la Media Maratón de Bogotá.
Mile 3.5 here on world famous South Beach, and we're just getting pelted with some of the cups from the fluids here. The fluids are crucial for the athlete's success. They're having a great time. This is such a great morning, a crisp coolness in the air, perfect temperature for running fast.
Thanks, Lee. The conditions are great for today's race, some of the best we've seen in the history. And hey, watch out for yourself out there.
The 2015 Miami Marathon is brought to you by Miami Beach, celebrating its centennial year. Gatorade. Welcome back to the 2015 Miami Marathon, brought to you by Dole. The Miami Parking Authority. Along the Venetian Causeway as we make our way back into Miami GP, the weather is just, these are great running conditions.
Tremendous running conditions. Humidity not a factor at these cool temperatures, David. Mariano Mastromarino from Argentina still looking very smooth and comfortable. He obviously had a game plan. He broke the pack up, took off at mile 2.5, and here he is way ahead of everybody else.
50:02, 5-minute mile, tremendous consistency. What does that say about his effort, GP?
Well, it tells me that he's from Argentina, but he might as well be from Switzerland. He's out running like a Swiss watch, David. He's right on 5-minute pace, clicking them off one by one.
Now, is that a typical strategy for the common man? It's very difficult to split evenly. Is that just a measure of their fitness and their capability?
Well, you know I love running mechanics, David, and you can see it's just a question of timing. It's just rhythm. The way his arms are moving, the consistency of his foot strike, everything is just absolutely rhythmic. You can see his hips moving horizontally. It's so efficient, Dave.
This is Ocean Drive. The sun is coming up just over the beautiful blue Atlantic Ocean, and the runners are having a great time here. 13.1, 26.2, it doesn't matter. It's all electric here in Miami.
Through the Baptist Health South Florida Cheer Zone, an opportunity for all the runners, particularly those in the back. I know as a runner, and when you go through a crowd of cheers like that, it kind of gets you fired all back up again, doesn't it?
No question. It's a tremendous stimulus. It really is. And it's just enough to give you that little extra juice to get through the last 5K.
Baptist Health South Florida not only providing excellent medical service for the Miami Marathon, but providing the cheering and inspiration that keeps each runner moving all the way to become Miami famous. Harry Chickma is with one of our doctors who leads up the team. Harry?
Here with Dr. Sen Giovanni, the Director of Medicine for the Miami Marathon, also for Baptist Health South Florida. And you guys have a great partnership here. It's an amazing event. And what are you doing to help these runners?
Well, we're prepared for everything. We have medical personnel from every different discipline. We treat mainly a lot of the musculoskeletal issues, but we're prepared for even cardiac, and we have it all covered.
You've dealt with a lot of athletes. What advice would you give people competing here to be in the best shape possible for this?
Exactly. I think the main thing to avoid injury is really preparation. You know the events, you know the time that you have. You got to divide it up and make sure that you're prepared, well prepared. In terms of on race day, especially for an event like this, you have to stay well hydrated. Try to keep your electrolytes in order, but it's about preparation. Yeah.
Well, thanks for everything with Baptist Health South Florida. Dr. San Giovanni doing great things here at the Miami Marathon. A lot of fun. GP and Dave, back to you.
He took the lead early on at 2 miles, never relinquished it. Here's our winner of the 2015 Miami Half Marathon out of Argentina, a time of 1:05:24. Congratulations, Mariano Mastromarino.
Just like I thought it might be.
Part of a 400-runner contingent out of Guatemala. Second place, 107 flat, Michael Musia.
Lopez and Mario Macias from Boulder, Colorado.
Congratulations to our bronze medalist from Boulder, Colorado, Mario Macias.
Overall males in the Miami
And there's Johnny Wilson
Marathon.
grabbing 4th spot in the half marathon.
Is Ludovic Narcy. And Johnny Wilson from Flagstaff, Arizona. Congratulations, Johnny. On the back half of the Miami Marathon course, here is our leader. And GP, we talked a little bit about this early on, that Elvin Ku out of Guatemala was up there in the lead pack with the half, and he was going fast enough. I remember saying to you, is this guy in the half or this guy in the full? He's got a full number, and certainly he is in the full, and he's got at least 2-3 block lead right now.
He sure does. His personal best time to date is 2:23. That was set back in 2012 at the Maya Marathon. He's a resident of San Marcos, Guatemala. Now, David, still a long way to go, but if he maintains this pace, he's certainly going to set a personal best.
Yeah, as we take a look back here from our lead, I would say, oh my gosh, a quarter of a mile, something like that right now?
Indeed.
Which it seems like a lot. But at this pace, we're talking about minute 20, minute 30 at most.
You see some runners in the distance coming into our shot. So, yeah, a distance, a gap that big can be overcome in a race that's this long.
But it requires two things, not only for those behind to run faster, but for the leader to slip off the pace a little bit, which it's tough to get both of those elements to come together at the same time.
It truly is. In a race like this, often as time elapses, it's a question of who fades the least.
On the women's side of our Miami half marathon, our winner again with a dominant performance, 1:19:11. Congratulations, Sarani Rodriguez out of the Dominican Republic. In second spot in our women's half marathon, 1:22:27, Washington, D.C.'s Elizabeth Young.
Definitely started to peek its head again over the eastern horizon. I'm going to have to go to sunglasses here in just a minute.
And rounding out the podium, 1:24:06 out of Miami, Amy Nielsen. Nice job, ladies.
She was first or second female across.
Harold García, veo que es de Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, de mi tierra.
The 2015 Miami Marathon is brought to you by Toyota, Miami Herald, and El Nuevo Herald. Welcome back to the 2015 Miami Marathon, brought to you by Miami Beach Visitors and Convention Bureau, Pollo Tropical, as we watch our leader, Elvin Ku Cacao. The conversation is about the thought that goes through someone's mind. Do you suppose he's found himself in this position before? And if he hasn't, it's sort of dealing with the reality of where you are, right?
It truly is. I tell my athletes a lot, Dave, that there's running fast and there's winning races, and they're not always mutually inclusive. It's a skill to win a race. And to me, Elvin at this point in time looks physically comfortable, but he looks a little bit surprised, actually. He's almost in this position. He keeps looking over his shoulder, and I was saying to you off camera, he doesn't have to do that. Just settle down, take it mile by mile, and get in there, keeping the rhythm, and he should be just fine.
Beautiful ride through the tree-lined neighborhoods of downtown Miami, talking about Elvin Ku out of Guatemala, 23 years of age, pretty young for a marathoner.
Yeah, he really is. He does have some track pedigree for sure. 5,000 meter time of 14:40. He's also done some cross country, but yeah, definitely youngish for a marathon. But certainly looks like he knows what he's doing.
Here at mile 10 out on the course, Ray's in charge of this aid station.
This is our Boy Scout troop. We've been doing this for about 8 years now, and this is a great event for the city, the community, the Boy Scouts. The appreciation from the runners is tremendous, the smiles, and that's what keeps us going.
And it's great to demonstrate to the boys, to the Boy Scouts, just what is possible with this marathon and half marathon.
Yeah. We're all about community service and doing whatever we can do to help whoever. And this is just an exciting event because there's 25,000 runners, and just as you can see, it's a wave of runners for about 2 or 3 hours, and it's just exciting, fun, and heartwarming.
Through mile 18, heading down towards Coconut Grove, another one of these great tourist destinations well known in Miami. Update from Koo, what was that last mile?
It was a 5:26, so he's holding steady.
We were sort of looking back and did see our chasers just around the corner, so I think the gap has been broken down from the 2 minutes and change down to maybe something a minute and a half, maybe a little bit less, so could be interesting, huh?
Yeah, for this year, David, because of construction, there's a little bit of an adjustment to this part of the course, and so it involves a small hill, and I thought I saw a little grimace on Koo's face, and as I'm talking to you, I can see the chase.
The chase pack has certainly made up a little room as they go through 30 kilometers right there on about a 2:19 pace, so slowed down a little bit, understandably. But in the back, we've got two athletes. There's got to be an advantage to two chasing one.
No question. If the chasing athletes are smart enough to trade off with each other the lead, that actually will help keep each other's heart rate down as they chase this lone runner down.
For a very long time, there was no opportunity for the chase runners to even view the leader. So now that you have who you're chasing in view, that's got to provide a measure of confidence.
No question about it, and it's going to give them added incentive. And of course, we alluded to earlier in the broadcast about Elvin Koo, his experience, his youth, or his lack of experience, I should say, and knowing how to win a race. Not easy to win a race of this magnitude here at the Lifetime Miami Marathon Half Marathon.
From the leader of the 25,000-person pack, let's go back to the finish line where thousands of those athletes are wrapping up today's half marathon.
What did you enjoy the most about it?
Oh, the bridge, the water, it's great. I'm from St. Louis, so I don't get to see that. It's awesome. Miami's great. Been wanting to do this for about 3 years. First time.
Ain't no place like Miami. And then the crowd, the people, you know, it's a lot of love out here. And it's beautiful, you know, beautiful people. Can't beat that.
The views when you're running by the bridge right at sunrise, then you see all the port, the cruise ships, then you go to the beach, and then you go to the neighborhoods of South Beach, and then coming into downtown and looking at the people, it's just great.
I'm running for my friend Gail, who's a double mastectomy survivor, and she found out yesterday that her cancer is free after 3 years, so really excited about that.
Congratulations. How about you?
I'm just for fun. We ran a marathon in December, and we started the year with a half marathon, just for fun.
Bless you, bless you. Along Bay Shore here in Miami, making our way back out of the Grove, headed towards the Key Biscayne out and back. Can you push a reset button in a marathon run? Can you get yourself back on track? Elvin knows he's been slowing down. He knows he's been looking back. He knows they're catching him. Can you push a reset button?
You can, and there's been precedent for it at the Miami Marathon too. I remember a couple of years ago. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but the lead runner was getting chased down, and we thought he was going to get overtaken. They caught him up, and he took off again. So yeah, he could actually regroup. Since he knows he's getting caught, he could actually ease back to regroup and then take off again.
We're right here in the heart of downtown Miami. More runners and more runners coming through. They're getting some pineapple, a great little energy source for them. Baptist Health Systems has also provided some great promo items for the families and for the kids here. And this is a good time. We've got a band, we've got our runners. This is what it's all about.
Finally, a closer look at our two chasers, two very familiar runners to people who've watched Miami Marathon. Rivero, the champion from 2 years ago. Benazou Slimani, a previous champ and two-time runner-up. These guys are chasing down Rivero right now, trying to chase down a countryman. So, hey, you know what? Sometimes you just put the flag by the wayside. GP, what are your thoughts right now?
My thoughts are two wily veterans, you know, two veterans, both champions. They both know how to win. The recurring theme on this broadcast about, do you know how to win a race? Can you close the deal?
The 2015 Miami Marathon is brought to you by BuddyFruits, the Miami Downtown Development Authority,
Welcome
Welcome back to the 2015 Miami Marathon, brought to you by Panasonic. GEICO. If you're one of the almost 250 Guatemalan athletes who are here participating in the 2015 Miami Marathon and Half Marathon, you must have a sense of pride for the efforts being made at the front of the race now. Elvin Koo, our longtime leader, but 2 years ago's winner, Rivero, it looks like it's just a matter of time before he passes his own countryman.
Yes, indeed. Rivera is closing him down. He's going to create his own coup there, Dave, and he's going to catch Elvin. Benazouz Slimani, though, in third place again, very experienced. He's not out of it by any means.
Yeah, but I got to think that maybe he just realizes third place is where it's at. Otherwise, he'll be right up there for the contention. Why wait? You know, you strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, it just depends, you know. On his training, is he looking for a finishing kick? I would say not, probably at this point. He does look a little bit tired.
Rivero in the process of passing his own countrymen. Less than 5 miles to go in the Miami Marathon. Moving strong, moving quick. A decisive maneuver. Appropriate enough, right, GP?
No question about it. And now you can see the increase in arm drive, the increase in foot strike. As Rivero now starts, he sees, he smells the blood, and he's starting to put the hammer down. He may be his countryman, but he wants to win this race.
With Rivero in charge, looking to get his second Miami Marathon weekend, let's shift gears just for a moment. A very important member of the South Florida running scene passed away this winter, and it's important that we take a moment to recognize Hans Huseby and his effect on our South Florida running community scene.
He was the kind of guy who made everybody feel like anybody could accomplish anything. He was a fast runner, not world-class fast runner, but he was a fast runner, a real good athlete. And he just made people feel comfortable with, you know, with running and being a part of the sport. And I think Jimmy Johnson had a quote once. It was quoted once in saying the difference between extraordinary and ordinary is that little extra. And that was kind of the way that my dad, you know, sort of lived his life. Just put in the work, you know, do the right thing, and, you know, everything else will sort of work out.
Anybody who knew Hans knew he was a guy who put in the work, never looking for the glory. Here's a guy at the lead of the race right now who has put in the work. The question is, has he put in enough to get the glory?
You want to make some comments on how he looks, his form, I'm just noticing his head's back a little bit. I don't think that's a good thing.
He's not a graceful runner by any means. That doesn't mean he's not a very talented runner. Clearly he is, but he's certainly not graceful. He doesn't, again, compared to a half marathoner, Master Marino, he's not as smooth like that, but he's certainly strong. But he's feeling the pain. He should be close enough to now to the finish line to be okay, but he's certainly in discomfort.
As Rivero continues to work hard at the head of the field, where the real action's at right now is in the women's marathon race. Let's get a quick update.
Side by side at mile 20, and there's a little bit of interaction between the two of them.
Well, yeah, there's certain protocols and unspoken running etiquette that takes place. And right now we have the two lead females. We have Maria Peralta, previously second in the half marathon here in Miami. She's from Argentina, number 13, and from Ethiopia, Alamnesh Hapta-Mikhail. She is number 20 and very inexperienced, and I believe that Maria is getting a little upset that Alamanesh is not actually sharing some of the lead with her.
Well, when you're running side by side and there's no one else seemingly in the competition for the lead, there's no pact between runners that requires that you share the lead, is there?
No, there isn't. Again, it's sort of the unwritten, you know, code that we have in this sport to try to share the lead, at least until the last mile or half mile, where it's sort of mano a mano from that point forward. But yeah, so you're right. There's no rules that says that she has to share the lead, but it's kind of the unspoken rule.
In the marathon. As he makes his way down the finish line, Rivero looks to duplicate his championship efforts from 2013 GP. Here's our 2015 Miami Marathon champ.
Tremendous performance, David. A savvy runner. He closed it out in the last 10K. He closed the deal. Great job by him.
Coming across the finish line, the Miami. Truly emotional. I don't think he realizes he's added his name to the list of two-time winners. There's only two of them, and he's one right now. A very worthy champion and a hard-fought victory.
The finish line representing with a great closing finish in the final miles of the 2015 Miami Marathon. Benazou Slimani, second spot.
And he's a wily veteran. He just turned 40 years old. That puts him in the Masters category. And he ran like a wily veteran today. He really closed it out.
Props to Elvin Koo, a strong race all day, led for as long as he could, settles for that bronze medal spot.
He went for gold, ended up with bronze. Still a great day's performance by Elvin.
A great day for the Guatemalan runners, taking gold and bronze. Wait until their 400 countrymen find out how well they did. Our own Harry Chickma is with Luis Rivero at the finish line.
We have the winner of the Miami Marathon. Mucho bueno, mi amigo. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Sí, la verdad, muchas gracias por la entrevista. Estoy feliz, agradecido con Dios. Es la segunda oportunidad que gano. En el 2013 ya lo hice. El año pasado hice tercer lugar. Happy, muy feliz.
What did it take to win?
Sí, la verdad es que el triunfo va dedicado a Dios, a mi familia y a ustedes, los medios de comunicación, por apoyarme siempre.
Is this the #1 experience for you?
Sí, es una experiencia inolvidable en primer lugar. Y antes que nada, el time. Yo venía buscando un tiempo y lo logré.
Gracias, mi amigo. Congratulations.
Gracias, mi amigo. Gracias, mi amigo.
The winner of the Miami Marathon, doing it in style here at the finish line.
A very strategic race by Rivero, taking the lead in those final miles, knowing exactly what he had left in the tank. Luis Carlos Rivero with the DDA move of the day.
Joining Samuel Malaquin from Kenya as the only two-time winner. There's our winner, Luis Rivero, wins the Miami Marathon. Followed up by Benazou Slimani and Elvin Koo. Job, guys. Mile 24, our women are still together, GP. It's, we call it mano a mano, but I'm not sure what the female equivalent is.
Yeah, our Ethiopian and our Argentinian are side by side, and it's been a great last 2 miles to see if Elamanesh and Peralta, who's going to win.
You're side by side with less than 2 miles to go. You've been running next to this person pretty much the whole race. When and where do you make your move?
It's really, they're going to size each other up. They're going to sense if they feel like their opponent is strong, they're going to wait to the last moment maybe and try and outkick them. If they feel like they're weakening, they're going to try and put the hammer down maybe with a mile and a half to go. So it depends on how they feel.
Get it! Let's do it! You need it! You can't beat this view. This is what Miami's all about. The water, a vibrant city, and now a major marathon here. Over 25,000 runners. 80 countries represented in every state. Brazil! Brazil in the house. We're having a great time out here.
Argentina is Maria Peralta.
Unbelievable, a 2-second gap, 2:39 and change. What a great race by our women, battling it out side by side the entire way, and not much to be said. There was some ill will along the course.
Definitely some ill will on the course. We discussed that earlier in the broadcast, but for now, congratulations to Elamanesh Habtemikhail, also to Maria Peralta from Argentina. A great race, truly the true essence of racing, side by side for 26.2 miles.
Providing one of the most exciting finishes in the history of the Miami Marathon, Elamanesh Habtemikhail.
በጣም ደስተኛ ነኝ አንደኛ በመውጣቴ እና አየሩ በጣም ይከብዳል። በጣም እንትን ንፋስ አለው በጣም እና የተሻለውን ከልጅቷ ጋራ ሁለተኛ ወጣችኋል። ከሷ ጋራ በጣም ተፎካከርን እና አየሩ በጣም ንፋስ አለው በጣም ሙቀት እንደ ትናንትና አይደለም። አየሩ ተለውጦ ዛሬ ንፋስ እና እንትን ነው በቃ ሙቀትም የለም ብዙ ንፋስ ብቻ ነው በጣም ኃይለኛ ንፋስ እና እግዚአብሔር የተመሰገነ ይሁን አንደኛ በመውጣቴ አመሰግናለሁ።
Our winner in a very close contest on the women's side, Elamanesh Habtemikhail from Ethiopia, winner in 2:39.30. Followed up by Maria Peralta, Erica Huerta, local Miami gal. The The 2015 Miami Marathon is brought to you by Miami-Dade Sports Commission, Florida Sports Foundation, welcome back to the 2015 Miami Marathon, brought to you by Miami-Dade County, Miami Visitors and Convention Bureau,
Great racing conditions here in Miami, great performances, not only at the front of the pack, but of course, as thousands of runners stream across the finish line. About a mile from here, several thousand kids are going to be participating in the Kids Run Miami Final Mile, a part of a running program they've been doing in their schools, and today culminates their very own marathon. For the time being, let's catch up with the founder of the Miami Marathon, Frankie Ruiz. Harry Chickma's with him right now.
Here with a very special guest, but he's not really a guest because he made this great event possible. The Miami Marathon co-founder and also the ambassador to this great race. Frankie, what a great event here.
It's a beautiful day in Miami. I mean, in Miami Beach. It's our 13th year, so I guess we got a lucky 13. Weather's beautiful, great for the cameras, great for the runners. Warm enough to go enjoy the beach now, but cool enough to get a pretty fast time. I saw some PRs out there today.
When you had a vision many years ago to create this event and now see it come true, what does that mean to you?
I want it reflecting what Miami is, which is pretty much a cultural mecca. Everyone's mixing with one another. Music, the big mix from all parts of the world. Everybody speaking Spanish, Italian, French. We got everything out here.
And this event truly is on the rise, isn't it?
So far, I'd say so. We're chasing the other big city races, but we're making a name for ourselves.
Well, congratulations, Frankie Ruiz. Thanks for making this possible.
Thanks for having me.
You heard it from the co-founder of the Miami Marathon. Now for more on Kids Run Miami, let's send it to Lee.
We're here at the Kids Run Miami. Dr. Greenberg, this is your baby. Tell us a little bit about this event.
This event is great. This teaches kids about running, about being healthy and fit, and about setting goals and know they can reach their goal when they cross that finish line.
And how far do the kids have to run, and just how prepared are they?
They've been running up to 25 miles in preparation. Today they're doing their last 1.2 miles in the Life Fitness Miami Marathon.
And this is downtown Miami. How many kids do you have here? Because I just see a sea of kids. This is very exciting.
We've got about 5,000 middle school students here, and they're coming on a Sunday just to be a part of this great event.
And you never know, we could have a marathon winner in there in the future someday. Dr. Greenberg, thank you so much for putting this on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. You know, every runner starts somewhere, and who knows, maybe one of those kids will be the champion of the Miami Marathon someday.
How does it feel to run in this?
It feels awesome. It's good for your health, it's good for your body, it's good for everyone to do.
What was the best part of it today?
Actually finishing.
25 miles. Today was a 26 mile. How did that all feel putting that together?
It felt really good because I didn't stop running, and I felt like I did my best, and that I can run so much more, and I want to run more after I finish this.
What would it feel like when you crossed the finish line?
I felt very good. Like I was in a real marathon, which this is a real marathon. Very tired now. I gotta take a drink of water.
Congratulations.
With the marathoners still coming in as we've approached 4 hours and 45, it has been a great day for the 2015 edition of the Miami Marathon.
It really has. As much as we covered the professional runners earlier on, now you see the regular age group runners coming in. Every story is important as the next.
Absolutely. This is really what marathon and half marathon racing is about, is the folks off the back. But we can't deny the fact that Luis Rivera, with his second win, a great gutsy win, timed it perfectly.
He sure did, and he put himself down in the annals of the Miami Marathon as one of the great champions that we've had.
I think we'll see him again. On the women's side, a battle right to the finish, the Ethiopian getting the edge over the Argentinian.
Again, adding to the international flavor of this race, Ethiopia against Argentina. Today, Ethiopia got the better just by a couple of seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if you see those two ladies back to do battle again.
I think they've got a score to settle, that's for sure. Once again, 2015 Miami Marathon comes through. 25,000 finishers will be added to the almost 250,000 finishers. 80 countries, 50 states, 3 planets. They come from everywhere. Miami, truly the international destination.
No doubt about it.
For GP Burlberg, I'm Dave Ragsdale. We'll see you at the start line.